Hello, this is SSJ Autobot. I know that I said that I would have been doing my next video review on Fast Action Battler Megatron, but for now, anyway, until I can find another one, I'm going to be keeping the one that I have in his box. So, sorry to disappoint all the people who have been requesting me to review them, but I had an odd request. I forget his name, but someone requested to see my Unicron. So, and since it's the only one I have and I have them loose, I figured I'd do it. Now, I chose this angle to do it because that's the only way you can really display him normally and have him look good. Because if you turn him around, you see all kinds of junk. Like there's this huge feet. But this is the only actual, like, even just this top half is the only, like, part of him that really resembles a sphere. Unlike Cybertron Primus. But even from above, not very impressive looking. I mean, once you get past the excitement of it being the first real Unicron toy, there's not really much to the figure. It's very clunky. I much prefer Cybertron Primus. I think that one's just a better figure overall, and I'll probably explain why during the transformation. Alright, speaking of transformation, I'm going to do that right now. See how much, because this is a big figure, I'm going to see how much of it I can actually get on camera. And this is my first actual video review with my new flip video camera. So please let me know if the quality is up to your standards, because I know a lot of YouTubers have very high standards when it comes to watching videos. Transforming him to his robot mode really isn't that hard. It's getting him to plant mode, which is hard because these rings can get in the way. I'm going to try staying over here so I can reach it hold it. Yeah, really not the most complex transformer. But, you know what? I would definitely take this over the original Unicron. Sorry, you probably didn't see any of it. Over the original Unicron any day. I'm not sure I'm going to do this. Yeah. Because I've seen some of the prototype images of the original Unicron. Even though the packaging probably would have been nice, because I am a fan of the original Generation 1 packaging, and I would have liked seeing that. But the toy itself probably would have been very lame. Flipping out his hands. Sorry, because the only bad thing about this flip video camera that I'm using now is that there's no tripod. So I kind of have to improvise. Hands. Right. Now, of course, this isn't actual Generation 1 Unicron. It's from, of course, and his wings. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to even deal with that. I might as well take this one off too. I think it looks better without these goofy planet quarters. Isn't that really halves? Barely even quarters. But he does come from Minicon, but I have all my Minicons packed away, so I don't have him out at the moment. But you know what? I gotta use a Minicon. Hold on, really? I just grabbed a random Minicon that was just laying on the floor over there, just to show his main gimmick, which you take the back end, plug in right there. We'll do that. I haven't really tried this in a while, so I'm not sure how. It's probably. I think it's going to shoot at me. Or at least it would have. Let me try it one more time. Okay. I think it's supposed to shoot at me. Wow. The gear on mine is really worn. Ah, there it goes. Yeah, I just had to pull this out a little bit. Maybe it's because I'm using a different Minicon. I don't know. But yeah, his missile is kind of neat. A little unconventional because, I don't know, with these things kind of going against wind. In theory, it would be better going this way, so it's less resistance, but it's just a toy, whatever. Yeah, his eyes light up, of course. Sorry if this review is very scatterbrained, because it is. Doing this, what is it, almost midnight. I'm bored, couldn't think of anything else to do. Okay, so overall, I'm not sure about how hard he is to come across on the market now. I've seen some mint and solid box ones that are the Japanese release, and we're going about $100. So and that was probably about a year ago that I've seen those. So it can't be that hard to come across, especially if you're just looking for just a nice loose one. So, but really, he's very clunky. He's yellow. I mean, his parts on him are just very plasticky feeling, especially his hands here. It just, I think on an old forum or someone described him as being like a Tonka truck, except a transformer, which kind of makes sense because he's very cheap feeling. But I think it's the best Unicron toy that we're going to get for a while. If you're a casual Transformer fan, I would say stay away from him. But if you're G1 purist or just a hardcore collector that needs to get as many Transformers as possible, I'd say go ahead. You'd probably be able to get them for pretty cheap.